All righty. We're here. No, we're not. I guess I should have.
I'm here. I'm here.
I guess. What's going on?
Oh, that was
everybody?
funny. What's up, guys?
It's Wednesday, 7:00 Western, and whatever time it is everywhere else.
Yeah, 4 p.m. Western.
While you're watching, what did I say?
Pacific. You cut out.
Oh, 4 p.m. Everything was going great.
Yep.
And then as soon as we start recording, that's when I start to cut out. Great.
It's my fault because right before he started recording, I jumped up to turn the fan because I'm like, I'm getting warm over here under my light.
Is it getting cool out there in California?
Yeah, because I'm in Northern California, so we actually get cold.
Yeah,
like we get down cold. We get down to freezing.
Yeah, we get cold here in North Florida.
No, you don't.
Yeah, man.
What are the lows there?
30 degrees.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Yeah. I didn't realize it ever got that cold in Florida.
Oh, yeah. So the high was 55 today. It's going to get down to 36 tonight.
Yeah, so you're like the same as we're not even getting that cold. So
it'll get up to 60 tomorrow, but then like Thursday it'll be up to 72.
Yeah, but, see, we're not getting anywhere near that high. Like today is the warmest day we've had in a while, and it's 62.
Yeah, so Thursday, tomorrow, as of this not at this recording, but as of the premiere.
Yeah, so by the way, we're not live, unfortunately. So anybody in the chat.
So if you're saying hi to us, we're not ignoring you. We're not live. We recorded this, and the reason for that is because I am going to be out on Wednesday. As you're watching this, I am attending a premiere of a movie that is being released in theaters. The writer and director are from here in Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm going to be at the red carpet premiere of that movie Wednesday. So that's where I'll be.
Awesome.
You guys
it's like an actual, it's like a national release, like a legit movie that you should. Tell people the name of the movie. It comes out the 13th, right? Isn't that? It comes out on the
It comes out on the 13th. The movie's called The Man in the White Van. It was written by Sharon Cobb and Warren Skeels, and also directed by Warren Skeels. And they're both from Jacksonville, or at least Sharon Cobb is. And it has,
and that's who you know, right?
And I know Sharon, yeah. And it has Ali Larter and Sean Astin in it. Oh
wow,
should be pretty good. It's PG-13 suspense thriller, so we'll see how it is, and I'll come back with a review after seeing it. But that's what I'll be doing. So if you follow Jacksonville media, maybe you'll see me because that's where I'm going to be. And so we're just pre-recording this. We're just going to talk about some stuff, talk about what we did over Thanksgiving, what we're looking forward to watching, and just wherever the conversation takes us.
Yeah. So unfortunately we missed last week, but it's just like, it's hard with holidays and like traveling around and all these different things going on. So
it is,
it's definitely, we're going to do our best to put out weekly, but we might miss some weeks. Like we're not sure what's going on as far as the week of Christmas yet. And like things like that. So,
I'll be in Ohio, so I'm not sure. I don't think the 18th, I think or wait, no, I won't be in Ohio. I'll be in Ohio over actual Christmas, but I will be.
Yeah.
I think we can actually do the 18th, but Christmas lands on a Wednesday.
What I was saying. Christmas week, we might have
we're
to
not going to have anything
or not do anything. Like we're not sure yet. So.
Well, we can see about pre-recording, but I don't know. But we definitely won't be live
in the new year,
Christmas. Right?
Exactly. In the new year, we will be definitely back as normal weekly, no matter what. So
yeah, and it's hard to keep up with content too. Like I was slacking in November to upload to my other channel. I know you've been knocking it out of the park, but you're a professional. I'm not. So
dude, I was sick. And so I like basically missed a week of work. And so I had 1 week where I had to make and release in like an 8-day period, 3 videos. So I put in like, in those 8 days, I put in like 130 hours, 120 hours.
Jeez.
It was insanity. It was literally the moment I woke up until I fell asleep. And it was just, I don't recommend anybody do that. So I'm pretty burned out now, but luckily now I can get back to a little more of like, a video every 4 or 5 days, which is kind of where I like to be. It's still it's still a lot. It's a lot to do it faster than a week, but
I've been having a hard enough time putting out a video a week. Like I have a hard enough time doing that.
Well, I always put out a list a week and have been for years now, for going on almost 4 years now. But I used to do individual reviews as well. And now I'm more like, I think I'm not going to do the individual reviews and just make list videos instead. And so instead of putting out one every 7 days, it's like every, 4 or 5 days, but not individual reviews. Like I'll still probably do a Nosferatu review. Like I haven't decided yet, because I might still do reviews of like the real big ones that everybody, but it's kind of like my videos are mini reviews of movies anyway. So, I'll end up talking about, like this week we have werewolves and Y2K. And so eventually I'll talk about those movies. I'm sure, in a video one way or the other. It just might not be its own individual review.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see werewolves this weekend. I mean, I have to, because that's what I got to put out. That's the video I got to put out on Monday. But we'll see that. And I mean, how do you think it's gonna be?
I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
it looks like it's. I don't think it's gonna be like. I think you're gonna probably not love it, because I think it's gonna be more of an action, like not a ton of story. It's definitely a lower budget movie, like somewhat lower budget, but I think it's going to be one of those like actiony, like it's more of an action movie that has werewolves in it.
Well, if it's that, I mean, just give me something, right?
I think it's just going to be fun. I think it's going to be a little bit of a turn your brain off popcorn kind of movie is what I think. I think Y2K is the one that you might actually, out of the two, I think Y2K might be the one you end up liking more.
Yeah. I haven't seen anything about that either. And like,
you haven't seen the trailer?
No, I mean, other than the trailer, I think that's the only thing that I've seen. I haven't seen any other like marketing about it. I know Jonah Hill's the producer. It has Rachel Zegler in it, which she like kind of sucks.
Well, it's A24, so it's not like they have a big marketing budget. It's not one of their bigger, release movies. Like that's the thing about A24 is they don't have the money to do a big marketing campaign for all their movies. That's why, like, see, what was the last one? It was super good. I just spaced on it. Heretic. And yet there was very little marketing behind Heretic. So, I mean, the only movie really this year that they put a lot of marketing into was Civil War, because that was like their expensive movie. But the rest of them is more of just, viral marketing and, a little bit of trailer, before movies, things like that. But, they're just not a big budget studio. So
I'm looking at the writers of Y2K, and it's Kyle Mooney and Evan Winter. And like,
do you like Saturday Night Live?
Not since the year 2000, to be honest.
Okay, because Kyle Mooney is one of the big writers, one of the more.
That's what I'm looking at.
One of the better writers on Saturday Night Live right now.
I
mean, he's on it as well, but he's one of the like core writers there.
He's written a lot of TV.
Yeah.
And whatever Brigsby Bear is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I don't know either. But
this looks but this isn't funny. And I've heard it's like light on the horror. It's not like a meant to be scary kind of movie.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of what was that movie with? It had like all the actors playing themselves, and it was like the end of the world, and like hell opened up and shit.
This is the end.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit of like a teenager version of that.
Well, and it's not like this is out of form for A24, right? Like they take people that haven't really done much and
exactly
and give them
most of
something.
their stuff.
So we'll see, but like, yeah, like I thought I recognized that one writer, but yeah, dude, honestly, SNL, I have not thought that SNL was funny since like 2000. And so I mean,
it's
like,
hit and miss. It's
Bill Hader, I think it's really funny.
Yeah.
Bill Hader, whatever.
He's not on it. He hasn't been on it in years.
But
yeah.
I know. What I'm trying to say is I think he was like the funniest member that has been more modern. But I mean,
well, they have almost a completely new cast right now. So like there was a stretch where I thought it was pretty decent, but then like a lot of those people have left. Like Keenan finally left.
Yeah.
Like all of the old heads left, and it's all like young. Like Mooney is one of the more seasoned guys, and even he's only been on it a couple years.
I have friends.
I don't think it's like great right now. Is what I was getting at. I don't think it's that great right now either.
I have my friends. One of their Sunday traditions is they wake up on Sundays and watch Saturday Night Live, and I've been over there a couple of times while they're watching it, and I watch it with them. And I didn't smile once. Like I cringed a couple of times.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, man, this is SNL. Like, good God. Which honestly, I'm looking forward to that movie.
I actually thought it was pretty good up until 2020. And like since 2020, it just, I don't know. It's just been stuff that just, there's been a skit here and there that was good, a lot of it depending on who the host is. But mostly I just watch the musical performances. So I just wait until they're on YouTube and watch those, because a lot of the musical performances are entertaining. Like Charlie SEX was, or it's XEX, right? Anyway, she was on it this like last week or whatever.
What's that movie about SNL? The start of SNL that's coming out. What is that
already came out it's called Saturday Night.
Oh
yeah, I watched it. I actually watched it what was it, a week or two ago, because it's streaming now.
It is? God, I completely missed this. I need to watch it.
It came out the beginning of November.
What?
I like it. I
completely missed it.
I like it, but I kind of, I don't know, like, it's interesting for about half of it or so, and then it just starts to feel like it's just because like the novelty, so to speak, of the behind the scenes of getting the show ready and all the different craziness of each of the cast members and the wildness that it was to get it going. Yeah, that's cool for a while, but then you start to be like, I kind of want to see would like to see if they had just expanded that out a little bit and showed you kind of the first season, like highlights of things and the way they were for the whole first season, or even for the entire episode. But basically the entire movie is just up until they go live for the very first time. So it's all in real time. It's like 2 hours in real time and mostly is focused on what's his name, the show creator. I'm forgetting his name, but the guy that made Saturday Night Live. Anyway, it like focuses on him. Yeah, Lorne Michaels. It's just focusing on him, and you're basically following him around as he tries to juggle all these, things and try to pull it off. And he's got a lot of things against him. So it's fun to watch in that regard. But like I said, it just kind of after a while, I was like, this is cool, but I would kind of like to seen, it like pull back, and instead of being just on this first 2 hours, you get a little more of like what the era was like. Cause I'd love to see more of the behind the scenes of what that era in general was like, Well, but it's good. It's well done. The cast is good. And,
well, I'm going to watch it, and, cause I was looking forward to it. But it looks like my camera is screwing up again. So, I'm probably going to be lagging for a little while. I don't know why, but it's the,
he looks like an old, like monster movie, the old Chinese monster movies or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Japanese or whatever. And I guess they were Japanese, meaning that his lips are off. So if you're watching this and his lips are out of sync, then...
So I just had to turn my camera quality down to 480. So
yep. And now you're back.
And now I'm back, but my
up,
camera quality is at 480.
You look all gray and like
Yeah,
you're a floating head.
I don't know why. I don't know why. Like, why is it hard to do? Like, why? I don't understand the quality difference to like output. You know what I mean?
I know,
like, why
it's crazy because I'm using basically cell phone level Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
it's like basically I run off a hotspot and it's just fine.
Well, but so for me, it's like my camera. It's a good camera. It's plugged into my computer, but for whatever reason, the quality, there's lag. That's what that is. It's like it's information lag for whatever reason.
Well, yeah, but it's not to do with the camera. It's to do with your processing speed of taking the information that's on that camera and transferring it, to the Wi-Fi, to the internet, to the, to a StreamYard. And the problem is the bigger or the higher quality your camera is, the more bandwidth it takes to send it to StreamYard. And if you don't have a strong enough bandwidth, and that's what we're seeing is you don't have a strong enough bandwidth.
I don't understand.
The Wi-Fi signal is not strong enough. And I think that's part of the difference. I just use my webcam.
Well, that's what I'm trying to use. That's all it is. It's a Nexago webcam. I don't know. Whatever. This is boring content.
Well, yeah, but I just use it straight from. I know. No, I just use it straight from my MacBook.
So I have a whole workstation. I spent money on this computer. I spent money on this. Like I spent money on this stuff. I need it to work. Whatever. So Werewolves is coming out. So we're gonna.
This is the time when he gets to be all yelling and I'm just chilling.
I'm always yelling. Like I'm always like I'm that guy that always has something to be like angry about. And it's like I don't try to be that guy. I really don't,
man.
Well, if only I didn't get
edibles.
If only I didn't get paranoid, then I probably would.
Same here.
That's the problem. I get paranoid, so I can't do it.
But I used to smoke all the time, and then all of a sudden I just got to where I couldn't handle it mentally. It just freaked me out. I got super paranoid and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man, getting older helps, like just relaxing. And I mean, I get all blustery and excitable, but I don't get upset that much at all.
Well, I'm not okay. I mean, I'm not mad, right? I'm not like angry, but it's
not
just,
over
like,
this. Yeah.
It's frustrating just because it's like, you want stuff to work, you just want it to work. Right.
Oh, trust me. I know. Like,
so that's all it is.
I deal with a lot of tech, and I think part of the difference is I've spent like 4 years fucking with my technology to get, to know what to use when I'm doing this versus when I'm doing that and so on.
Yeah.
Like I have a camera and I don't even use it because I don't really know how to use it.
Oh, your Krampus knocked over your stuff.
Krampus. Oh, no. Krampus. No, not Krampus. What is he doing?
You need a mannequin head to put it on.
I do. It's inside of there and it twisted or something. It turned.
Oh.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to Werewolves. I think it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be more of an action-based movie. Like not a lot of horror. It's not going to be one of those like where you don't see the werewolves right away. Like I feel like you're going to see the werewolves from the jump. So there's not going to be that creep factor of you slowly getting glimpses of it. And, like the Wolfman coming out in January, that looks more like that's what it's going to be. Whereas this is, like it basically looks like The Purge. It's like The Purge, but with werewolves.
Well, we'll see.
I just hope it doesn't do the political thing like The Purge. Like I just hope it's more of a fun kind of thing, and whereas The Purge gets all political.
Yeah, The Purge. I don't know.
But there's not one good Purge. Wasn't that even the first Purge wasn't all that like politically driven, but it just got more and more like that to the point where the last one I watched, I was like, dude, that was one of my worst movies that was, in my opinion, one of the worst movies of that year. I think it was 2021 or whatever. the Forever Purge.
Yeah.
It was just, I can't believe they're even making another one. I'm like, man, they said that was going to be the last one, and here they are working on a new one.
I mean, because they probably make money.
Yeah,
that's probably what it is. Let's look.
But it's one of Blumhouse's biggest franchises. Like, it makes the most money of any of the. I think it's the most profitable of any of their franchises. I mean, Blumhouse doesn't really have franchises either, which is part of it. It's like it's an actual franchise.
Yeah, it did. Good Lord, I don't even know what the budget was. Let me share my screen so we can take a look.
Budgets are low. The budgets are low on them, so they're always profitable. I mean, if Blumhouse does more than one of something or whatever, it's profitable, because that's what they're all about. They don't spend shit on making movies.
Yeah, so there's the it's right in line with its predictions for what it was going to do. It made domestic 44 million, international 32 million, so just under 77 million, and their budget was
like 20, right?
Yeah, probably.
But look at the other ones. That was the least profitable, I believe, of any of them.
$18 million budget. So like it made hella profit. And for being a shit movie, and like, it's so frustrating when you see stuff like that, because it's like, it gives studios incentive to go, well, we don't actually have to make good movies. All we have to do is, I mean, like, what is it? Like, what drove people to this fucking movie?
That movie it's just, well, one, it had a good trailer. Like, the trailer made it look a lot more exciting than it actually was. And then
probably because it also didn't have anybody in it. Like, who famous was in this movie? It was nobody.
See, some of the purges have been okay.
Like, which one? Which one? What's the best?
I think the first Purge. I think the first one was the best one. No. It's called the first Purge.
Oh, so the one before the Forever Purge?
Yeah.
Look at that. The Purge came out in 2013. And then the second one was, oh my God. And it just made more. The Purge election year, which came out in 2016, made almost 80 million. It made 118 million worldwide. Oh my God. That's like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why Blumhouse keeps doing them. Because I believe the Forever Purge had the biggest budget and made like the least.
The Purge, the first one was $3 million, and it grossed almost 90 million. Like, God damn it.
Well, yeah, that movie is literally all like in just one or two locations. Like, that's the way they all should have been. I think that because it had almost a found footage kind of quality to it, which made it creepy, and it wasn't super political. But they've gotten more and more like just a big action movie kind of thing with way more politics crammed into it. But the one I think that was the best, I think it's the first Purge. It's where it's like takes place in an urban area, and there's that drug lord dude who ends up having to be like the hero and protect his neighborhood.
Yeah,
even though that was super political, it was really good action and interesting characters.
Look at it. It outperformed its projections.
Yeah.
And the first Purge budget was 13 million.
Yep.
13
That's what
million.
I'm saying. So like Forever Purge was the worst as far as budget versus how much it made. And it I think it is the worst of them. You know, like, none of them are really that memorable. Honestly, like I said, I think the first Purge is the best because it's probably the most memorable. And that has a lot to do with the characters.
Who'd have thought?
They're actually interesting characters in it. But
if you have interesting characters,
the first one's cool. Movie. Like I really like Ethan Hawke. I'm a big fan of Ethan Hawke. And so, that's part of what I really liked about the first one. But yeah, I've never been a big Purge guy.
No.
I just think it's funny. It's really the mask. That's what everybody goes to see him is because of the mask and see what
let's
new
go
mask
see,
and whatever they're
let's go see edgy masks that have like edgy stuff written on it so that
they just like the Forever Purge was so whiny.
Oh God.
It was like its political agenda was just so like in your face and ugh.
Yeah.
But it still wasn't a horrible movie. Like I'm not trying to say it was a horrible movie. It's just
I will.
Very not memorable. It was just not memorable at all.
ugh, it sucked. I was cringing the whole time. I was just like, who watches this shit? And apparently,
no, I know, but
enough.
I mean, it's not horrible as in like it's competently made. There's, the cast do a decent job. It's just nothing special at all. It's very mid, which is what drives me crazy about Blumhouse. Like that's kind of become a lot of Blumhouse's thing is the vast majority of their movies are mid. They're either not good, they're either bad or they're mid. Like the better ones are mid.
But fuck us because they make money.
So and they'll get one here and there that is really good, and that's enough to kind of keep the ball rolling.
Yeah. So. But I mean, but they make money, so that's all they need to know.
This is probably the worst Blumhouse
year.
Like, I mean, did they have one that was decent this year? I'm trying to remember. Like, I feel like streaming wise,
I'm looking. Blumhouse. Like
what were the movies they did this year?
It's Google AI overview of this stuff is like both bad and good. Look, no.
I know it helps sometimes, but sometimes it's annoying because you're like, well, just give me a list.
That's all I want. Yeah, that's all I want.
They're listing like Soulmate and like all this, dude. Those haven't even come out yet. Like Wolfman hasn't come out yet. Like, give me a list of ones that already came out this year.
Yeah, I'm trying to find...
because it does look like they're about to come out with some really good ones.
Okay, so 2024 was Night Swim, Imaginary, Five Nights at Freddy's.
No, that wasn't this year. That was last year.
That was last year? Oh, damn it.
Came out October 2023.
Okay, well then this is wrong.
That's why I was trying to find like their slate of 2024 movies.
Night Swim, Imaginary, Afraid, Speak No Evil.
Yeah, Afraid. Speak No Evil, yeah. Speak No Evil was pretty decent, actually. I mean, it's not amazing, but it was... Yeah, that was straight to Prime Video. Their October, like every year, Blumhouse does like a release that goes straight to Prime. It's like the big Prime movie. I didn't even bother because I've heard a lot of people tell me it's just very like meh.
They have,
but next year looks like they might have a decent year because the
Wolfman, Black Phone 2.
Yeah.
And The Exorcist are the only ones that I'm seeing. But that's 2026.
No, Exorcist 2020. Yeah.
So the Black Phone 2 and Wolfman are the two that because I'm looking at them right now.
Yeah.
Drop, Mithrigan 2, an untitled Insidious film.
Is Megan 2 supposed to be next year?
Yeah, June 27th.
Because that might be all right. I mean,
yeah, it could be.
None of these. I mean, they look like they're at least going to be entertaining. Like, because this year they've been straight up bad.
Yeah.
So they're not the one. Who's the one putting out that movie? Damn it. The movie that stars, what's her name? That was just in Heretic.
I don't know.
Hold on.
So while you're looking for that, I'm just gonna talk.
Yeah, Sophie Thatcher. She has that new one coming out.
Her latest
Companion. Who's putting out Companion? Because I've heard it's amazing.
Let me look.
Like people, because it's done by Zach Krager.
Warner Brothers.
It's
Boulder Light's the
production movie.
Boulder Light's the production company. The distributor is Warner Brothers.
Okay, because I was thinking that was Blumhouse, so I'm not going to give Blumhouse that credit.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, this is Zach Krager's next movie because remember he did Barbarian.
Yeah, Companion.
And this is his next one, and I've heard James from Dead Meat said it was incredible. And like a couple of my other friends of mine have seen it at like secret screenings and things like that, and said it's like gonna blow people away. Like it's super good, and it looks really unique. It looks like one that's finally gonna take that AI kind of thing and do something actually creepy and cool with it.
Do you want to watch the trailer?
You haven't seen? We already watched it, I thought, but let's watch it.
I haven't seen the trailer for Companion.
I think you have, but
no, I don't think I have. Companion.
It's the one where her arm's on fire.
I don't know. I don't think we have. I don't think there's a teaser. Companion
well, even if
trailer.
we didn't watch it on here, like I swear you have seen it before because it's before a lot of different horror movies. But let's watch it.
Yeah,
let's watch it.
No, it doesn't hurt. Let me share the screen.
Does this come out?
Yeah, I gotta share my. Just give me a second. Okay. This comes out
January 31st. Comes out January 31st. So we have January looks like it's going to be a really good month because we also have Heart Eyes. Or no, that's February. That's
February. I don't know, man. I get nervous with January movies. But
it's changed. Once they saw Megan make a bunch of money, and then
they didn't think Megan was going to get
Underwater did really well, even though the pandemic cut it short. It still did good for the little bit of time that it was out. Like there's been a number of good releases, so that have actually made money. So it's somewhat changing.
All right, let's watch this.
Because Warner's actually been promoting this a lot.
My love must be this is a friggin' this. I'm just gonna. I know this isn't monetized, but I want to mute this because that's
music.
Copywritten music. So we got to talk over it. We can't. Is this gonna keep? Is this gonna keep playing? Oh, ooh. From the unhinged creators of Barbarian. Come on. I hate
you nitpick way too much, man.
Yeah, but no, it's not. It's no. I'm going to put something on this. The amount of sensationalized marketing for horror movies is too much. It's too much. Barbarian was a good movie. I would not say that the creators of Barbarian were unhinged. Okay, I would not call that an unhinged movie. It was good.
They're just trying to say something that will catch your attention rather than just the same old dribble. Because
no, you don't need that.
They want people to remember what Barbarian is. They're trying to,
Barbarian was a good movie.
I agree that a lot of the marketing is not great, but you can't blame the filmmakers.
I'm not sitting here. I'm not doing that. I'm saying that the marketing for this, whoever made this trailer and decided to go, we should call the creators of Barbarian unhinged. That'll get people to watch. No, it's not.
I just don't think they needed to do that.
They don't.
Because there's plenty in this trailer that sells it itself. I think I will agree with you on that. Is so often we see bullshit in the marketing when really all they need to do is let the movie stand. Same issue I have with Blumhouse showing you the final scene of a lot of movies or showing you the spoiler stuff like they did with Pet Sematary where they showed you that it was the little girl instead of the little boy Gage. That kind of bullshit pisses me off. So I agree with you to an extent. I just think this one's a very small one. A very, very minute one to have beef with.
Yeah, but okay, but there's no snowflake that thinks it's the one that starts the avalanche, right? So it's not one drop of water that floods, that causes the flood. It's just this has been happening and they won't fucking stop. And maybe it's because that's what gets people to go see these dumb fucking Purge movies. That's what gets.
But as far as all,
because this sensationalized marketing apparently works. It's so fucking dumb. I can't stand it.
I just think as far as all that goes, like I said, I do agree with you that marketing there's a big issue I have with a lot of it, right? But I feel like maybe it's because I've already seen this full trailer, but they didn't sensationalize this trailer. It's actually a well done trailer in my opinion. They don't show too much, but there's some jarring imagery and things that stick with you. I agree they didn't need to do that, but I think it's because sometimes if you pick at the little things, people tune it out, right? They'll start to turn it out. And then when a big thing happens, it's like, oh, they're just complaining. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess.
So it's I think it's important to I learned a long time ago, it's important to choose your battles. You know what I mean? You can't win every single battle. The goal is to win the war. So you got to choose carefully the battles to go all in on and really make a,
no, I get it.
Statement
but here's what I'm trying to say. I would not have made a big deal about that. I probably would have even chuckled at it if there hasn't been such a history of over sensationalized marketing. That's what I'm trying to say. So like,
especially with horror,
your whole pick your battles argument. Yeah, that's fine. And I agree with that. And that's something that I would do. Like I said, if they said from the unhinged creators of Barbarian, and we didn't have the past 5 or 6 years of just over sensationalized horror marketing, I probably would have chuckled at that and thought, yeah, okay, that's funny. But
I do feel like it's getting a lot better. I do feel like it's getting a lot better. Think about it. When we don't see as often, it used to be all the time. It was the scariest movie of the year. That was like literally in every single horror movie. Yeah, but that's what they said
about The Exorcist. So it hasn't been getting better.
I feel like this year, even last year, okay, that's Blumhouse. Blumhouse has not learned yet. They do feel like they're starting to get there, maybe like they're starting to wake up. But I'm talking about besides Blumhouse. Because I have major beef with Blumhouse, and a lot of that is to do with marketing.
Yeah. Well, I didn't mean to interrupt the trailer for that. I'm just saying, like, it's just, all right, let's keep watching.
No, I get your frustration.
I know it's going to sound cheesy, but the moment we locked eyes.
I think she is so hot, dude.
Who's that?
That's the
it's just
it's based on her name. She's from
Spark.
Sophie Thatcher. She was in Heretic.
Oh, that's right. We were just talking about her.
She's
okay. That looks.
She's like the new. You should keep it playing, but mute it. Like while we're talking about it.
Okay.
So it's like still going on back there, but not any noise.
It was done.
Have you watched the trailer to Heart Eyes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember if we watched that or not. It looks fun.
Well, yeah. I mean.
Oh, what about, have you seen the trailer to Invisible Dinosaur?
No.
Yeah. Let's watch that trailer.
Okay.
Talk about an unhinged concept for a movie. But no, I think Sophie Thatcher's like, she's going to, like the next couple of years, she's going to become huge. Like she's going to be
Invisible
right
Raptor.
Mia Goth. Yeah. Yeah. She's going to be right there with Mia Goth because she can act her ass off and she's also gorgeous. And she's still pretty young.
Yeah.
It's crazy as much as Mia Goth is done. And it's like, we don't realize how young she still is too.
Invisible Raptor. Come on. Hang on. Invisible. Sorry. That was a bootleg trailer. I want to watch the official trailer.
Why is there a bootleg trailer? There's tons of those. I know what you're talking about. Like whenever I go to get a copy, because I have to copy a trailer to put into my videos or whatever, the clips. And there's like, before you get to the official trailer, there'll be like 10 other YouTube channels that play it. And I don't know how they get away with it. I don't know why they do it, because there's no way they're monetizing those videos. Right. So I don't get it. I don't know what the deal is.
I don't know. All right. I think I got it. So let me, all right.
There's got to be a reason though, if that they're doing it, but it drives me crazy because it's a low quality. They're never as high quality.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a.
I don't know how this is humanly possible.
Did you watch Cocaine Bear?
Yeah. It was okay.
This reminds me of Cocaine Bear.
I'm a paleontologist. Amber, it's been 10 years?
Things seem to be going well.
Your life sucks.
Okay.
You got a 1059.
I don't know what that means, Denny.
You're thinking coyotes again? I have reason to believe there's a raptor on the loose.
A rapper on the loose? Should we be on the lookout for LL Cool J or Tone Loc?
Okay, no. It's upstairs.
Like of all rappers to mention, he's mentioned two from like the 80s.
Invisible.
Yeah.
Sounds airtight to me.
I love her. I forget what I saw her in, but
yeah, I forget her name too.
the
It's
grandma,
an apex
but she was
predator.
awesome.
That suppressed 65 million years of gut instinct. I have a plan.
A surefire
If it
grab-
bleeds, we can kill it. That's from Predator. Yeah, I remember. That's how that's an invisible
This looks
raptor.
fun.
There's new sheriffs in town.
Oh, just wait.
Oh man, that could have been cool. Hold on to your butthole.
Ouch.
We don't like invisible things in our house.
Close the door. We're hotboxing. No matter what, we have to stick together.
Like it looks like it's gonna actually be gory.
You're slipping.
I mean, okay.
How did you make raptors?
Did you see Jurassic Park?
Yes.
We did that.
But how did you make it invisible?
Did you see the Invisible Man?
Stop. Don't say anything. I hate spoilers.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it looks like it's self-aware, which I really like. Because like Cocaine Bear was okay, but I felt like it wasn't really quite self-aware enough. Like it wasn't.
Yeah.
It needed to be a little more silly, a little more like leaning into the premise. This looks like they actually are. They get the assignment. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I could be convinced to watch that. I think that'd be. I think that'd be fun. That'd be entertaining.
Yeah, this looks fun. Definitely not anything serious, but
I wonder
I
how
don't know.
long Sean Astin's actually in it.
I don't know. It looks like it has a decent budget. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. I'm not saying a big budget, but it doesn't look like super tiny indie either.
Let's look it up.
But I doubt he's got. I mean, he was only in just that one little shot of the trailer, which makes me think he's probably just a cameo.
Yeah.
So, which is fine.
Oh wait,
Like, it looks like.
Oh, never mind.
Looks like the people. Yeah, I think it comes out next month.
It comes out on the 6th.
Oh, this month?
Yeah. December 6th. December domestic releases.
Is it
December
not getting
6th.
a theatrical release?
It's not getting one.
Dude, that sucks.
113 minutes, so that's a decent runtime.
Damn, that sucks that it's not getting a theatrical release.
Yeah.
Collider gave it a 7 out of 10.
Okay. Invisible. Okay. Well, we'll take a look. And
yeah, I mean that's cool. Maybe I'll rent it this weekend.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be fun.
It says release date of the 6th, but I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's getting if that's the actual. Because I don't know if it's going straight to VOD. It doesn't. I'm not seeing anything saying that it's going to VOD.
I don't know. That's just the numbers.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it anyway, I'll keep an eye out for it. But yeah, what was that? What was she in the old lady that I thought she was great in? Oh, she was in Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, that was her, Sandy Martin.
Yep. But I feel like I saw her in something else more recent than that.
You saw her in apparently she was in a few episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Maybe that's where I saw. I'm not a big fan of that show, but
yeah, she's in a lot of like weird shows.
Yeah, it just felt like I've seen her more recent than that. But
Grey's Anatomy. Have you watched Grey's Anatomy? She's in that.
It doesn't look like she's been anything recent though.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, she'll be.
It's funny. Her career is like this is definitely not what she does like as a career because she like does something in 77 and then like huge gaps between her. Actually, I don't know. If you look at her full, she does stay fairly busy. Oh, well, she was on Nip Tuck.
Yeah.
I used to love that show.
She's been in some stuff. Okay.
She was in Jawbreakers.
I don't know. This looks good though.
Yeah.
This looks fun.
Dude, she did a voice in Luca.
I'm probably not gonna knock for the story. It's probably
it just looks like it knows what it is. It's gonna be stupid and fun. I went and saw with my sister on Thanksgiving. We went and saw that new Disney movie. What's it called? Moana 2.
Oh yeah, did you like that? How was that?
Dude, I'm just Disney. I don't know, man. Like they just feel like such low effort is put into their animated movies now.
Yeah.
Like,
and they don't pay because they don't pay their animators. So all the good ones.
Yeah, but if you like look at it versus like, it doesn't make sense to me because Disney owns what's the other animation company?
Pixar.
Yeah, don't they own Pixar?
Yeah, but even then, Pixar, like they're not winning any awards for the quality of animation anymore.
What's the other big one?
I mean, they own...
like Pixar did Toy Story, but like Inside Out, dude, was so good. Inside Out 2 was just as good, if not better, than the first one, and that just came out.
I still haven't seen Inside Out 2. I need to. That movie,
dude, it's so good, man. It was so good. Like I just feel like it doesn't make much sense to me. Like, how can Pixar still be doing good stuff, but then? I mean, but if you look at the movies,
but they've only been doing Pixar's only been doing like so for every one good movie Pixar's putting out, they
just don't put out that many.
Yeah, but they've had 3 that have not done well, right? So
but like Soul was amazing. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, it just went straight to Disney Plus. But Soul was so good. Like someone that likes story like you do, I think Soul would like be super impressive. Like it's one of the best written like animated movies in a while. They just don't put out very many. Like if you look at how the movies they put out, they just don't put out movies very often.
Well, yeah, because I mean there's so many
I just think it's so strange, right? Because what I'm saying is it just seems strange how they're both owned by Disney and yet everything Pixar puts out seems like there at least is thought and effort put into them. Even the ones that don't necessarily maybe blow your doors off, they still feel way more original than the Disney ones.
Well, there's definitely more thought put into it. I'm not sure there's what's the comparison I'm trying to make?
Because they put out like basically one a year.
It's definitely the way that I see it, the way that I see modern Pixar and modern Disney, with like what you're talking about, it's like Applebee's versus McDonald's. You know what I mean? So Applebee's is always going to seem better than McDonald's, but that doesn't mean Applebee's is good.
No, but that's my point. Of the two, Disney animation should be the Applebee's. Like, and instead it feels more the other way around. Like, why is Pixar feel much more like effort and creativity and all that is put in when it's Disney animation? I mean, that is like, that's the only reason Disney even exists.
Well, I mean, because Disney owns Pixar, I don't know how that works. It owns Pixar, but I don't know how much control over the inner workings of Pixar they have.
Yeah,
I mean, like
that's what I was talking about. It feels like there must be different heads basically that put them out.
Yeah, I think that's it. But I mean, who knows? I just know I haven't paid much attention. And I know there's probably people in the comments right now that are like, we don't care about Disney.
Whatever.
And I don't either.
This is a very loose episode. If people are still listening to this at this point, then they're interested in it.
Yeah.
Because we're just talking shop. We're just talking movie. I mean, like, because it just really it feels like the last couple of years that Disney has just really fallen off, really since the pandemic, you know?
Yeah.
Because like if you look at their movies,
well, because I mean, we can get into why that might be.
like Raya was just god awful. Rava or whatever that movie was just
I don't think I
flat
saw
out bad. That was their 2021 movie. I'm trying to look for their. I wish they would just list them.
I don't know how willing I am to give the pandemic, make that as big of an excuse anymore, because Spider-Man No Way Home.
It's not. It's not.
Out.
That's my point. Like that's why I'm like, what the hell? Because that only really would work for a year or two. And animation is the one industry that was basically not impacted.
Right.
Like at all. Because animators were all working from home and, like that didn't affect anything. From what I've been told, like it helped because it they pushed movies back. They were able to spend more time on projects. That's why and that's what proves it too. And that's what makes me scratch my head because in that same period of time, you've had both the Spider-Man Spider-Verse ones, which were fucking just flat out incredible movies. You also had the Ninja Turtles one, which was really good.
And so or is that what you meant? Just those two?
No, there's what's the other company? Because I feel like they put out a couple that were really the other animation company that's not owned by Disney.
DreamWorks.
Yeah, because I think DreamWorks. Let's see what DreamWorks is.
Puss in Boots 2 was incredible. And that came out of nowhere. Just how great of a movie that was. But but I think it's because
because they just had Wild Robot come out, which blew everybody away. I haven't seen it yet, but it's like been super successful. It's like one of the most successful movies this year.
Yeah, I think it's because
bad guys did really, really well.
I think it's because Disney doesn't pay their animators well, and they don't give them.
Kung Fu Panda made over $1 billion.
Really?
Kung Fu Panda 4, yeah.
That's another franchise of movies that confused the hell out of me because it's like, I thought the first one was good. I didn't know why they
pretty
needed
good, dude.
I don't know why they needed a second one, and the fact that they have 4 now, it's just like, what are we doing here? And Jack Black's not even voicing Poe anymore, is he?
No, but a lot of people think this is the best one since we also had the Mario movie, which was really good.
Yeah, that was decent.
Who did that? Who did the
Nintendo? It was Nintendo, and I think Warner Brothers.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, but I mean, just in general, to me, because Puss in Boots was awesome. Like it just like considering how few they put out.
Universal.
The
Universal was the distributor and the production
way
company.
Better. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I like seeing Disney lose money, and
so do I.
People hating on Disney. Like they need to change their shit. They're hurting way too many. They control like all of the biggest franchises. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're ruining so many of them because now
all
that they
them.
own Fox as well, they like literally own like all the big franchises and they're just ruining them.
No, I agree. But I mean, Hollywood is it's in its death rattle. I mean, that's what these are. Hollywood is dying. We have 5 more years and then it'll be a different Hollywood somewhere. Indie productions will have taken over.
Well,
Hollywood
it already is.
Hollywood.
It already is. When you see,
I understand.
When you see Netflix putting out movies that are rivaling anything Hollywood's putting out budget wise, even though they haven't been great, they're still putting that kind of money into it. There's been a lot of different, Amazon putting out like big budget movies. Like it's already changing. It's splintering.
Yeah. We're in an iron age of indie film right now. And we're quickly going to be getting into more and more of indie is what is going to be, producing the good movies, and anything coming out of Hollywood is just not going to
bringing it back around to horror. Terrifier 2 will be breaking $100 million this week. At some point this week, they should go over $100 million. Yeah, Terrifier 3, 100 million. That's worldwide, but they're not played in most countries. So it's mostly like here, and I think they're in Canada now and maybe Australia. Like they're not played in all the countries. So it's not like a lot of movies when you say worldwide, it's like they have China, they have Japan, they have Terrifier didn't get kind of just, a lot of countries are like won't touch it.
Well, definitely not China. No, China, because China's censorship, their censorship,
you can't even have skulls.
Like as far as like bodies and like corpses and stuff like that, like their censorship is redonkulous when it comes to that stuff. So yeah, Terrifier.
It's wild because like when I was working at the theater, we would a lot of times get like the films would come in, and there was a number of times where we'd get a Chinese version of a movie, and we would have to do the screening of it, and we'd have to be like, oh shit, they send us the Chinese version, and it'd be crazy, like stuff there would be like no skull. You're like, how is there not a skull there? Like it's crazy. Yeah. But all these little things that would be different, not major things, but like especially with all the Marvel stuff, there's some considerable differences.
Oh yeah.
But most of their movies, like that Disney controls and makes, that's already made from the beginning, and that's part of the issue a lot of people have with Disney as well, is that the censorship, especially when it comes to the big franchises like Star Wars and all the animation stuff, like all of it is made to work in other countries. It's not like,
well, especially China. China pays Disney a lot of money.
That's what I mean.
And that's
but for a long time, it used to be they'd make separate versions, and it's like that's fine, make a separate version. But now they just from the jump, they just the Marvel stuff, like everything, that's made. I mean, of course,
I don't know how they're
great about Deadpool because they definitely weren't making that for China.
No, but I don't think I think they knew that the US was gonna make it. Was going to push them over the $1 billion edge first.
What is that movie made?
It's over $1 billion. Give me a second.
I mean, does it have it? Like, they must have made a different version for China. Like, I can't imagine that movie's not playing in China.
Yeah, it made, wow, no, the international made more. Yeah, it made 1.3 billion. Here, I'll share my screen. 1.3 billion, 700 million international, 637 million domestic.
Yeah, it is in China, dude. They released it in China.
I mean, it will be in China, yeah.
But I wonder how that works. Oh, however, some edits will likely have they have definitely some edits in their version.
Yeah, I'm sure
comply with the censorship rules. See, that's what Disney should be doing, and I'm glad they did that with that. And that's what they need to be doing with all these movies, instead of just making them to where, like, to cut a few corners. They'll make them censored for everybody. Like, no, just make different versions. Because I mean, that whole opening scene, I wonder how that worked.
What that
in the
is going to look
version.
like in
because
China,
literally it's holding. Remember, he's holding the skull, like
yeah,
he's using all the body and like.
Hey, what's going on? What? I just lost my box off. Okay, whatever. Yeah.
So what is it made? I didn't see.
1.3 billion.
Dude, that's awesome. I love that. For a rated R movie that goes hard, like it leans into that rated R.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, in every way, not just gore, but like language, like
yeah, but that's
the stuff they talk about. Like, I love it. Talk about drugs.
That's what I thought a lot of the problems with this movie is that, like, this movie was like everybody was Deadpool. Like, there's no like Cassandra Nova, the character, would never say, I do this and flick my beam. Like, that character would never say that. Deadpool would say that.
Well, no, that's the point. That was the point from that. No, that was the whole point of that movie, was a big fuck you to all of the bullshit of that. Like, that's what I think was great about it. This was literally Ryan Reynolds being like, there was nothing that was sacred. It was all like, these were all made for this universe version. And that's why Disney or Marvel has come out and said, like, that is not canon, as in that's the Deadpool universe. Yes, it's Marvel, but it's the Deadpool kind of angle of the universe.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the characters themselves, right? characters have to have individual personalities, right? And they have different wants and needs, and they have like, Wolverine is not Deadpool, right? So Wolverine acts a certain way and talks a certain way. Deadpool acts a certain way and talks a certain way. What I'm trying to say is there were more characters in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie that acted and talked more like Deadpool than they did or than they would have if they were their own individual characters.
That's what I was trying to say. Like the Fox Universe characters in there. That's a Deadpool universe version of those Fox characters.
But not every,
they weren't all even played by the same actors.
Right, but in Deadpool,
like the guy that played the guy that played Channing Tatum, like, you know what I mean? Like that's the whole point.
But Channing Tatum's Gambit felt more like an original character, like he was his own character, unique character than Cassandra Nova, is what I'm trying to say.
But right? You're basing Cassandra Nova off of the comics, right?
Yes, off the source material, which is the only thing
that's what I mean. And that's not what this was. This was,
but like Gambit was more close.
This was meant to
Gambit
be
was closer to the source material.
Deadpool universe.
Kane, I know. You're not hearing.
Yeah, but the reason he was
even though it's
the source material is because Channing Tatum wanted to make a source material version of Gambit.
Right. But what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter what universe these characters are in, the characters should be unique. You can still have the Deadpool universe. You can still have the Deadpool irreverent attitude of what it is and still have characters that are unique to themselves. Whether they're as close to the source material or not, it doesn't matter.
Well, besides
people shouldn't
Cassandra
sound
Nova,
like Deadpool.
Besides her, what other character? Give me another example, because I'm not familiar with Cassandra Nova. Like
another
what
character
she should be like.
What they did with Johnny Storm. It sounded like it was way more like it was way more Deadpool than Johnny Storm.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. That's exactly what I'm talking about. This is not the comic book versions of these characters, because Johnny Storm was a total dickhead in that movie, and like the stuff he said, like that's what made it funny. That was the whole point, is like these are this R-rated version of these characters that you're seeing through the lens of Deadpool. That is the whole point of all the Deadpool movies.
But you can still have
Deadpool's lens. This is not reality. This is Deadpool's version of reality.
No. That's not how any of the movies are presented.
Yes, it is.
Presented from the third person. The only people that should be breaking the fourth wall is Deadpool, which I think that was it. I don't think anybody else has broken the fourth wall in these movies. But it's not.
No, but all of these are like through the imagination of Ryan Reynolds and his writing team. Like this is literally through the eyes. They are literally through the eyes of Deadpool.
But Deadpool
like not even figuratively. These movies are in that lens.
But Deadpool 1 and 2 did a better job with characters than Deadpool and Wolverine. That's what I'm trying to say. So even though it's all the same people, well, sort of. I think the director, Deadpool and Wolverine has a couple of different. It doesn't matter. In Deadpool 1 and 2,
same writers.
Every character were their own unique characters. You had Colossus, who didn't sound like he was written by Deadpool, who didn't say anything.
Yeah, he did.
Deadpool, no. Deadpool even got pissed off at how clean of language and how much of a goody two shoes Colossus was. He got mad at him for it.
Think about when he started his own squad of superheroes, and one of them was Brad Pitt. Like, they've always been irreverent. They've always done things, played loose with these characters and not playing them that are really true to the comic books. Because these are R-rated versions, so of course they're very different.
Yes, you can have
than the comics.
You can have an R-rated version of a character that is also its own unique character that doesn't sound like that doesn't have lines that Deadpool would have.
I just feel like we're talking about preference, though.
No, we're not. We're talking about the way that these characters are written.
I'm talking about, your preference of how you would like to have seen them written.
Yes, I would like to have seen them as individual characters, not as if it was just somebody that was played by Deadpool.
Yeah, like, but that's the point of these movies. That's what.
No, it's not.
I get you not liking it, but that's
literally. But it hasn't. No, it's not, dude. Go watch Deadpool 1 and 2 again. It is not the same. The way that these characters talk and act are not the same way that characters talk and act in Deadpool and Wolverine. It's not the same. Go watch the movies again.
I feel like it's gotten like this was okay. I do agree that this was more turned up. Like the characters there was a lot more silliness in it. Because the first movie, especially, it was like Deadpool was the only one that was really silly. It was like everything else was serious around him. But what made the movie funny was Deadpool. The craziness was Deadpool. Everything else was like played straight.
Yes.
So I agree with that. And the second one leaned more into it. The second one leaned more into it. And then this one is definitely way more into it. So I get what you're saying, but I still feel like that's a preference thing. Because I love this movie. But I don't go to see them to feel like I'm trying to. Like, this is not a source material, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, this is not. These are not.
Why? They nailed the Deadpool source material. Like, it's like that is fucking Deadpool from the comics in the movies. They nailed it.
Yeah, but I feel like all these movies have been more and more leaned into the humor of Ryan Reynolds and what works for him.
Yes.
And just they're more and more humorous and just fun. They are very irreverent and don't take any of it really serious.
But I would still maintain that Deadpool 1 is the best of the Deadpool movies. Like they still had Deadpool 1 was funnier, had better characters, had a better story.
I don't think it was funnier, but I do think it was better written, better characters, had much more heart to it, like a ton more heart. I mean, that movie breaks your heart.
It does.
Like it's a better movie.
It gives you it definitely
like, dude, they could say that about like there's so few franchises where any of the sequels are as good or better than the first. Like it just doesn't happen. So like with me, for me, Deadpool Wolverine was just fun. I had a good time with it. But like if I were to put it on some kind of ranking thing, of course it's not the best Deadpool. Like I walked out of the theater. It was like, that was a blast. I had a great time with it. But of course the first one, second one are still probably better movies. Especially first one.
No, I understand. And I just like, and I had the same reaction. I came out of the theater like, well, that was fun. It wasn't very good, but it was, but I mean, it was fun. It was, I still felt like my money was well spent.
Yeah. I feel like this was just much more of a cartoon, much more silly and just playing up to that and going for that. I just didn't have a problem. I guess the best way I could put it is I just didn't have a problem with any of the directions of what they did, but I don't disagree at all that as far as like, it wasn't as well-rounded. It didn't, because like that was the beautiful thing about the first Deadpool. It's like I said, it had heart. Like it emotionally gets you. Like there's so many layers to it. There's scenes where you're scared. There's scenes where you're, it's like it very, you know what I mean? It has all these different emotions.
Surprised me, and I was never happier to be wrong about a movie than I was to be wrong about Deadpool. I thought the first Deadpool was going to be a piece of shit. I thought it was going to be awful. And I had no intention of going to see it. And my one buddy, Ian, who is a super huge Deadpool fan, bought my ticket. And like, he was like, you got to come see this movie with me. I'll buy your ticket. So I'm like, fine, if you're going to pay my way in, I'll go see it. And I was so happy that happened. It was so like, I was happy
blown away because I'm not a big comic book guy. I didn't know a ton about Deadpool, but what I did know about him, I just thought this was going to be another fucking Marvel movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that's what I was kind of
happy with. Yeah, I was so happy with being wrong about the first one that it changed my mind, and that's why I would go see the second and third one.
I feel like the biggest problem with Deadpool Wolverine is it's Marvelized.
Yeah, well,
like, yes, it's still R-rated, and they didn't shy away from any of that. It still had that same kind of glossy sheen to it.
Whereas you could tell it was very
Deadpool
corporate.
movies. Yeah, the first two Deadpool movies. And I love that Deadpool and Wolverine was still making fun of the Marvel
but they were pulling their
making
punches
fun
a
of all
lot.
that. But
you could definitely tell they were pulling their punches.
It definitely felt like it had that sheen to it.
Yeah, I wish they
that
really
fucking Marvel polish.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably the only trade-off was like, you know what I mean? Like if you're going to involve Marvel and you're going to make this as part of the Marvel universe, you know what I mean? It was like, you either don't make the movie or you have to kind of somehow make it fit a little bit with the Marvel universe. Yeah. And I love that they did pay tribute to to the Fox universe. Yeah. X-Men especially, because we're about to get a new X-Men movie. We're about to get like a lot of this stuff, and it's nice to send those people off. I am still fingers crossed that they finally say fuck it and make a new Blade and actually put Wesley Snipes as Blade.
We'll see.
Dude, he's still got it, man. He looks sick with that black and white thing. Like, he's thinner now. I'm like, man, that would be a great version instead of making this, because they're gonna make just some fucking Marvelized type of Blade, because it's got to somehow be involved with the Marvel universe, because he's supposedly going to be, part of the new Avengers. Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, how are you going to do that? How are you going to make Blade fit with the new Marvel, which is garbage?
Yeah, you're not. All right.
Like,
we got to get out of here.
This newest phase of Marvel, what was your favorite of the movies? Was there any?
No.
Probably Spider-Man, but it's like almost not even Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, Spider-Man No Way Home is probably the best one, but I mean,
Black Panther was okay.
Oh God, no.
It was okay. As a movie, it was okay. It wasn't like Shang-Chi was also okay. But some of them were really bad. Like the last Thor movie was really fucking bad.
Yeah. Look, I'd love to argue with you about the quality of the phase 4 and 5 Marvel, but I gotta get out of here. I need to eat, and I gotta get a shower. Event I gotta get to.
It's funny because you're at the end of your day. I'm at like the beginning of my day.
Right.
So, I got the thing so screwed up. I'm so glad I rechecked my text, because I told you 3:00 your time, 6:00 my time.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's noon.
It's not. It's
my time.
Right. Okay. All right.
All right, brother.
So if you're still watching, thanks for watching.
Thank you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. We promise our next episode will be a little more organized and thought out, and it's just hard juggling everything right now,
Yeah.
So,
but all right.
But thanks, guys.